All right, good afternoon. Let me give just a couple of minutes. I'll let people join. I hope you've had a good day. Give just a couple of seconds and we will get started. Give me 2 minutes and we'll get started. All right, great. A couple more minutes, we'll get rolling. Come on, Chief. All right, let's give ourselves 60 seconds. Have our Chief of Police, Curtis Adams, here. He's going to join us and we'll have some conversation. Let's go 45 seconds and we'll get started. All right. There's nothing you don't know. Okay. We did this last year. You doing all right?
And I'm blessed to get good. Let's see.
All right, so this is going to be recorded. So let me go ahead and get started. First of all, let me let you know we've had a great day. We've had a fantastic day, and it's because of you trusting us and the efforts that we have in place. And I thought it would be a good idea to wait until the end of the day just to cover some items. Let me first cover the obvious. Earlier today, and I have our Chief of Police, Curtis Adams, here. He's doing a fantastic job. You talk about somebody who just loves children, and that love exudes in everything that he does in keeping all of us safe and leading the way with our campus police department. But as you know, earlier today, we did have a threat, and it was thoroughly investigated, as we do every single threat that comes our way. So just want to give you assurance that we, when we have these issues come up, we are very careful to take them seriously. We took this seriously. Any information we can get, we gather that information so that if we're able to identify any individual, anybody who's behind a hoax, a threat, anything along that line, if we're able to identify, they will be addressed to the fullest extent of the law. Like, we owe that to you. We owe that to ourselves as we keep ourselves safe. So I wanted to take some time at the end of the day, number one, to let you know we had a good day. But also I thought it'd be a good idea for myself and Chief Adams just to talk about some of the safety measures that we have in place. Now, we can't talk about everything because it's important for us to have some things that you just don't know about, but that's just how strong it is because that's how much we care about the safety of our students. So I'm going to start. You can kind of just jump in. We can just tag team. We haven't even prepared for this, y'all, because it's something we roll like this all the time. So no preparation for this live because this is a top priority for us. So none needed whatsoever. I want to talk about the school buildings first. We have, and I wish I had one in my hand, but we have what we call an audio enhancement system. I have one in here somewhere. But every staff member wears around their neck, our teachers in particular, they have an audio enhancement system. We call it the egg. It is not just to illuminate one's voice, but there's a button where they're able to call at any time for an emergency to get the attention of our front office so that we can engage as quickly as possible. That is throughout the entire building. So imagine, if you will, 40, 50, 60 individuals having this system around their neck. It is one of the best ways that we can make sure that we get information of a safety manner up to the front office and then to our police department as needed on a consistent basis. Cameras are throughout our buildings. We're able to record just about everything that goes on around our buildings and on the inside of our buildings. So it helps us to have an eye on what's going on as quickly as humanly possible. Locks on doors, something as simple as locks on doors is part of our protocol. And I will let you know that one of the things we're going to do more of, just to help you to feel a little more secure, is to remind ourselves of our protocols as much as possible, to make sure our teachers are wearing their eggs, to make sure that our doors are locked and our systems, our camera systems are working and working as best as possible. The majority of our buildings have the dual entry system. So there are two sets of doors that people have to go through before you get to the building. So there's a good check and balance at the very front. So it's very difficult if you do not have an ID to get into our buildings. And we make sure that we encourage all of our staff members and our students to not prop doors, to not let strangers in, the whole nine, like let our systems help us along that line. We also have, and this is something you need to know, we have what we call Safe for Bib. All of you should know about ClassLink, and ClassLink is our system that is in place that has all of our apps, all of our learning apps. But we also have what we call Safe for Bib, and that is a way for you if you hear of anything or if you know of anything, to let us know as soon as possible so that we can engage in the measures that we need to. Speaking of, let me take a break because did you work yesterday, Sunday?
Yes.
Yes.
Sunday.
So our chief of police was at work Sunday with other police officers because we got information that was of concern. I'll let him briefly and generally address. If you want to take that moment.
Well, I mean, because it came from the incident that was going on. So there was threats that were being made against our school and our children. And I'm super passionate about our children and their safety. And so I wanted to address that issue, not the next day, not when the kids came to school, not when the buses showed up. Once we were able to identify who the person was, or at least who we thought it was, we were able to go to that person's home. Not the sheriff's office, us, the officers, me as the chief and my supervisors, actually, they left church because of the safety of our kids, because of how much they care about these children. We got together, we put together a plan, a strategic plan, and we were able to go to the home and speak to the family, speak to the parents, and find out what was going on. And so we did get information about the threat. So we were able to investigate that. We also able to investigate the home, where we did discover some other things and some weapons and some other things. And some people were arrested and taken to jail because of this incident. And so that is how much we care about the students. And this would not always be the case because sometimes they have different ways of disguising how they disseminate information. But when we have credible information, we're going to investigate it and we're going out to try to fix this because it is an imperative for us to make sure that our children are able to come to school the next day and learn and feel safe where they can learn in a safe environment. It is important to us that our teachers are able to come to school, our staff, they feel safe that this incident was at least investigated and something was done. And it's important that you all as parents are able to feel safe that your children are able to come to school. And we're going to do everything within our powers and use our partners with the sheriff's office, stakeholders, federal agencies if necessary, to help these incidents come to a close.
I was going to address that next, and thank you, Chief. And we're not saying that to brag. I'm just letting you know that when we talk safety, we're not talking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're talking about 7 days a week. Anything at any time that comes, we are going to respond. We were texting back and forth. I was in church getting text messages back and forth. That's how seriously we take these safety matters. Now, I know we're in a very fragile time right now. Let me just be very sensitive to the concerns that came up today. I know some of you left your children at home. I want to respect that. I do. Because I know that you want to feel safe and secure. And I just need to give you as much assurance as I can that everything that we can do, we are doing. Everything that we can do, we will do to make sure that all of us have a sense of safety. So just know we have those we have a threat assessment system so that if there's any threat regionally or locally that might be in the air, we have a system in place to help us know. So as you think about things that may come up through social media, and I remember last year as an example, there was something that came on social media, and students need to know this. There are authorities who are surfing the social media and they look for certain tags and certain words and certain images, and it'll immediately notify a local authority, and we can move on those situations. So I really want to encourage everybody, and let me just end on this. Our children need to take seriously the things they put on social media, and just individuals in general, because the truth of the matter is, if anybody puts a hoax, any kind of threat, I promise you, we are going to take it seriously, and somebody's going to get in some really difficult trouble. There are people in jail right now because of hoaxes. There are people who are facing felony charges because of hoaxes. And we do not want a student or anybody to ruin their lives because you decided to say something or do something against our school district or anybody's school district. So listen, I don't want to belabor this, but I did want to just come on a few minutes and just offer all of you the things that we're doing. Or let me also add, we also have our metal detectors. I believe we're on the path of getting them into every single school. Yes, we're on that path. So there are some schools that don't have them right now, but we have been putting them into the schools. They're being utilized. It is very, very important that you just be patient with us. I've had people challenge us in terms of the time that it takes. We will take as long as it does. in order to make sure that everybody's able to enter our buildings and enter safely. So I'm really hoping and feeling. You want to add something?
Yeah. One of the things I just really want to add just quickly is it takes all of us. It's not safety and security by himself. It's not the superintendent. It's not the teachers. It's not the staff. It's not the custodian workers. It's not the cafeteria staff. It's all of us, the whole community. We can't do any of this without the community. We need everyone's help. We need everyone's assistance, because even with all of the things that we have in place, no matter how many cameras we have in place, if we don't, everything has human error.
Yes.
And if a little bit of human error can cause a catastrophe. So we need all of you all's help also. If you all see something, say something. If you all know of something, say something. Try to help us so that we can help these children have a safe learning environment.
That's it. And that's a great note to end on. Thank you in advance for your help. And let me just tell all of you, thank you so much for just entrusting us with your students. We take that very seriously. This is a huge representation of the love that we have for these students. But this is just two people. You think about everybody else in this school district. We love our children. We love ourselves. Everybody wants to be safe. And I think that's something that we should expect. So just know that we're doing the best that we can every single day. And if you have any questions, any concerns, if your eyes see anything, if your ears hear anything, if your eyes read anything, please let us know as soon as possible, and we will take it. And we will continue to prioritize safety for this entire school district. So look forward to some things in writing, just to further give you the comfort, as much comfort as I can give. I know some of you still may be uneasy, but just know that we will continue to fight as hard as we can for the safety of everybody in the city of Macon, and especially in our school district. All right, that's all we have. Chief Adams, Superintendent Sims, we're out.